The doctor, when he told me I couldn't walk again, it wasn't so much that I was going to prove him wrong. It was mostly I accepted it and pretty much just wanted to learn how to live on my own again. My name's Cody Caldwell. I'm 30 years old and I play wheelchair rugby for Team Canada. I grew up kind of in the country outside of Peterborough, so mix of like the city and country. I have one brother. We were both pretty athletic.
Cody was a great kid. He was super shy, very quiet, but very independent at the same time, and Cody always knew what he wanted right from day one. It was June 27th, 2008, and it was a long weekend, a Friday evening.
So I was living in Calgary at the time. It was in Sylvan Lake, Alberta. I was there with my roommate. I was only there for about half an hour and it was hot out, so I was like, well, I'm gonna dive in, and it was pretty shallow, and they had warned me ahead of time that, you know, just shallow dive, you'll be fine. I guess I just didn't shallow dive good enough. Came up from underneath the water and realized that, you know, I couldn't feel my legs, couldn't move them or stand up.
I was at home packing a few last-minute things, waiting on them to get home, and the phone rang. And it was a hospital from out west about Cody. You know, it was a parent's most traumatic nightmare, getting the call. And I think I just went into shock mode when I got it.
Doctor came in and just told me that I was never gonna walk again. Pretty much, my memory, it seemed like he just handed me a phone and said, your parents are on the phone.
Didn't think he'd be able to talk, and he talked, and he was just so positive, and he was apologizing to us, saying he was sorry, and there was nothing to be sorry for.
The minute we got to the hospital, of course, we had a few tears in our eyes, and Cody said, no crying. Just if you're going to cry, go back outside. I don't want anybody crying in here.
I first got introduced to wheelchair rugby pretty much the first week after I had broke my neck, and my occupational therapist showed me the documentary Murder Ball. My parents' reaction.
And I kind of thought, oh, Cody, you just broke your neck. Cody was hyped on it right from the day he saw it to get out and get playing, and he says, I'm playing that as soon as I get out of here.
They were talking how they get flipped out of their chairs and they break their collarbone and break fingers, and as a mother it was like, oh, can you not pick another sport? Like, I know you love it, but there's got to be something else.
So when I first started playing, it'd be about 6 to 8 months after my injury, I think. It's actually not very similar to able-bodied rugby at all. It's full chair contact, so you're allowed to hit anybody, whether they have the ball or not, which is one of the more fun parts of the game, for sure.
When you first watched him play, you saw that glimmer in his eye and that spark and that light, and he was just alive, and he was happy, and he was out there on the floor laughing.
I had started getting invites to kind of the Team Canada development camps. Went to a couple tryouts with Team Canada. Got cut the first couple of years I had went. So 2015 was the Pan Am Games here in Toronto here, so thankfully that was the first year I made Team Canada.
The Pan Am Games was electrifying. The gym was full. It was just like what you see on TV if you watch any exciting sport, if it's, you know, the NHL or the playoffs or anything like that.
And we actually ended up winning gold, so that was probably the highlight to the start of it. Wheelchair rugby means a lot to me. Rugby has given me so much, and like everyone who kind of taught me the game taught me that, so to be able to pass that down to, you know, people that are brand new to a spinal cord injury and just kind of pass down the tradition of, I guess, our sport to newer people and teach them, you know, a spinal cord injury isn't the worst thing in the world. There's a lot that you can still do outside of it. We have our qualifiers, our Paralympic qualifiers this year would be in Lima, Peru for the 2019 Pan American Games. And then 2020, hopefully, we qualify for the Tokyo Paralympics. With any luck, hopefully I'll be able to go to 1 or 2 or maybe more Paralympics down the road. See how fast I age.